belong. The hills with me, yeah, me. And I could tell it wouldn't be long. The hills with me, yeah, me.
Hello YouTube, welcome back to Retro React. Today I am starting a new segment called Listing the Weekend. In this segment I will do some lists of a variety of topics. This will not necessarily only relate to older music, but some newer stuff as well, some different genres. I may list some country hits, Broadway hits, etc. So yes, this is the first list, and for this one I decided to do my list of 5 of my favorite cover songs. Now I am a firm believer in the original is not necessarily always the best. You can take a song from another artist and make it your own and add something new and spicy to it and surpass the original. It's not always possible, but in many cases there have been these songs. Now this is not the definitive list, it's not necessarily the 5 best, it's just 5 songs that I really love, 5 cover songs that I really love. First up is a song by Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, I Love Rock and Roll. Now I Love Rock and Roll is very well known for Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. They recorded this in 1981 and their version became the definitive version. It's the version that most people think about when they think of this song. Even on many lists of this sort that I have seen where it's the worst cover versions, when people talk about cover versions by people like Britney Spears of this song, they refer to Joan Jett as the original artist, which is not the case. She took a little known rock song by the Arrows and transformed it into something of her own. Now I knew this song first, I knew the Joan Jett version before I listened to the Arrows version. And I must say I actually really enjoy the Arrows version. It's a little bit more mellow, but there is something in it that does hook you, that grabs you, that I really enjoyed. However, Joan Jett's version cannot be overstated. Hers became a classic. It's one of the best rock and roll anthems of its time and until now. So definitely this is one of, if not the best cover songs in history for myself. Next up is the cover of Rocket Man by Kate Bush. Now Rocket Man is obviously extremely well known due to the fact that it was sung by Elton John. It is one of Elton John's best, in my opinion, classics and is an amazing song. However, I heard the Kate Bush version a couple of years ago and I completely fell in love with it. She took a nice soft rock pop song and made it completely her own. Her vocals just lifts this version up to entirely different level. The soulfulness that she puts into it and the extreme emotion she puts in it, it reaches you in places where even Elton John's version couldn't. She sings it from the point of view of a man, but with obviously the vocals of a woman, and that just adds something special to it. And like I say, the emotion she puts into it, she just conveys this feeling of somebody that's different, somebody that struggles to fit in with those around her so perfectly that I love this version. It has become the definitive version for me, which I know is not the case for most other people. But if you haven't listened to the Kate Bush version yet, please give it a listen. It's something amazing. It's not necessarily to everybody's taste, but give it a listen and decide for yourself.
I hurt myself today to see if I still feel. I focus on the pain, the only thing that's real.
Next is a song that is generally considered to be one of the best cover songs in history. Johnny Cash took a song by 9 Inch Nails about the excesses of drug use and the psychological effect of drugs and other excesses like that. And he transformed it into a heart-wrenching, truly saddening and depressing song about end of life, about knowing you are going to die and not knowing if you did enough. His version just became such a token. It became that song which everybody will understand as they grow older, or if you have parents who are at the end of life. I must say I understood it a lot more at the point of time where my mom became extremely sick. She had Alzheimer's, and towards the end she just became extremely physically frail. And this version of Johnny Cash just became so much more impactful when I could see her going through some of the things as he depicted it in the song. And in that way it actually left a very deep mark on me as well. So this is one of my favorite covers as well. This is the one song of all of these covers where I don't really enjoy listening to the original. I've never been a big fan of 9 Inch Nails' version of this song. I do like some of the other hits, but this song never touched me at all until I heard Johnny Cash's version. Then that just became the hurt in my book. It's something that I believe everybody, when they listen to it, gets something of their own out of it. Everybody experiences something different from it, and that makes for an awesome cover. That is exactly as I explained in the beginning, how I see a cover can be transformed and just become something so much more amazing in the right hands of the right person at the right time in their life. So yes, I really loved this cover version.
Say, live and let die. Live and let die.
I feel that Live and Let Die is the best James Bond theme ever. Yes, even more than Shirley Bassey's Goldfinger. I just think Paul McCartney and the Wings took this song to so many different places, so many different emotions, starting off soft and slow, adding a bit of a crescendo, going softer again before finally reaching those explosive notes. And that just, it's stunning. I absolutely love this Bond theme. However, I then listened to the Guns N' Roses version, and their version, although it doesn't differ from the original that much, it's just that slightly more explosive. It adds a bit more rhythm to it, and it's amazing. I cannot say that I love the Guns N' Roses version more than the original. This is one of those cases where it changes from day to day, but I love both songs. Both versions has a place in history. Both have their fans and their detractors, and I can understand both points of view. But for me, these are iconic songs in their own right. Guns N' Roses took a song and they made it their own. They never took away from the original. It never feels like they tried to say their version is so much better and they're taking away everything that they hate from the original. They just took a song that they clearly enjoy and love and put some of their own style and substance into it. And that's why I really love their cover as well.
But I train all of my tomorrows for one single yesterday to be holding Bobby's body next to mine.
The final song that I want to discuss today is the cover of Me and Bobby Mcgee by Janis Joplin. This is a song that I only discovered within my early 20s. I never really heard it earlier than that. I don't think it had a very big presence here in South Africa where I am. However, I heard a cover of this song on, I believe it was American Idol or one of the talent competitions, and I fell in love with it, looked into it and I found the Janis Joplin version, thinking that that is the original song. I completely fell in love with her version. It's so soulful. She was the queen of soulful rock. Never that loud, never boisterous. She put all of her emotions into the song, and that was amazing. I really enjoyed her version of the song, only to discover that she was not the original artist. The original songwriter is Chris Christopherson, and I enjoy his version as well, which was recorded before Janis's version. Of course, Roger Miller recorded it first. His version was the initial recording. Now both Roger Miller's and Chris Christopherson's versions are country. It's completely country, and I really enjoy country. I will discuss some more country songs that I enjoy in later videos. So I love their versions as well. It's something that took a while for me to get used to, just because I saw Janis Joplin's version as this iconic initial thing that I learned to love. But then later, the country version, it has its own feeling, its own style. The emotions that they can put into it with the country vibe is completely different from what she could put into it in a rock version, in her rock vibe. But both still count. It's an amazing song. The lyrics are really deep. If you listen to it, you can get something new out of it every time. And both versions are just so good. But Janis Joplin's is definitely the more iconic version of the song. The song, her version, is the one that has been recorded multiple times by different artists as well. So I enjoy her version so much, but that does not detract from or take away from my love of the original versions. All of them have a place in history. All of them are really good, and I would suggest, if you only know the Janis version, please go and have a listen to the Chris Christopherson version or the Roger Miller version. All of these are really good. So have a listen and decide for yourself. Don't let internet people like myself decide for you. Have a listen, decide for yourself. That's the end of this video. I will definitely have a new list up next weekend. It will be similar to this list in many ways, but not the same. Where this was the best of, that may just be the worst of list. All the best. Please click on subscribe and leave a comment, some feedback. Tell me what I can improve. Do you agree with my list? Do you disagree? Let me know. Please give me some recommendations for other good covers. I do not know all cover songs ever produced. Maybe some songs that I think are the originals are not. So please comment with some suggestions down below that I can have a listen. I will mention I do know All Along the Watchtower, both versions, Bob Dylan and Jimi Hendrix. However, and this is, I know, an extremely unpopular opinion, it's a song that has never resonated with me. It's a song that I just don't like. So that's why I didn't include it in this list, although I do understand the place it has in history. All the best. See you guys next time. Bye.